Have you ever noticed something strange? That changing your life feels so easy. At night, it's 11 pm. You are scrolling through your phone, and suddenly you realize that tomorrow is different. Tomorrow, we wake up at 5 a.m. Tomorrow, I will stop procrastinating. You will finally start exercising. You will finally start studying. You will stop wasting hours on social media. You will work on your dream. For a minute, you will genuinely believe it. You almost picture your future self confident, disciplined, successful. Then your alarm rings the next morning and you hit snooze. Just 5 minutes more, and 5 minutes becomes 30. You wake up late, you rush through your morning, and before you realize it, you are living the exactly the same day you promised yourself. You would nod, and maybe a deep inside, a small voice whispers, Exam, maybe I am not disciplined enough. If you ever felt that way, I want you to study with me. Because by the end of the video, I hope you will realize something that took me years to understand. Isn't that you are lazy? The problem is that you have been chasing the wrong thing. For most of our lives, we have been taught that success starts through a goal. Teachers ask us what we will have to become when we grow up. Parents tell we have to be trained. Motivation videos tells us to write our goals and visualize them. And honestly, there is nothing wrong with having a goal. Goals gives you directions. Goals gives you aim. Goals gives you to everything. Means that goals gives you aim to something that you want to achieve. But here's the questions nobody asks. If goals are powerful, why do so many people with the exact same goal end up living different lives? Think about it. Every student wants good grades. Every athlete wants to win. Every entrepreneur wants a successful business. Every YouTuber wants a millions of subscribers. The goal is almost the same. So why do only a few people actually make it? Is it because they are luckier, smarter, more talented? Sometimes, most of the time, sometimes, but most of the times, it's because they have something much more important than a goal. They have a system. And once you understand the difference, you will never look at self improvement at the same way again. Let me ask you something. Have you ever cleaned your room after watching a motivational video? You spend 2 hours with putting everything back where it is belongs. The floor is spotless, your desk looks perfect, your bed is neatly made. Your bed is neatly made. Your bed is neatly made. You stand there looking around and think, from now on, I will keep my room clean. But then a week later, there's a hoodie on the chair, books scattered on the table, random wrappers on the floor, and somehow your room looks exactly the same way it was. Now here's the interesting part. The problem isn't that how you want to clean your room. The problem isn't that you don't know how to clean your room. You literally proved that you couldn't. The real problem was that your habits never changed. You fixed the result, but you didn't fix the routine that created the result. And that's exactly most of the people try to change their lives. They focused on outcomes instead of their habits that create these outcomes. They want confidence but never practice speaking. They want better grades but never build a steady routine. They want to become healthier but never changed how they spend their ordinary Tuesday afternoon. They keep trying to changing the destination without changing the road they are walking on. I remember hearing the quote that completely changed the way I think. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. At first, I didn't really understand it. But the more I looked around, the more I realized that the quote is how true it is. Because success comes from really one big decision. It comes from hundreds of tiny decisions that nobody notices. Reading 10 pages instead of scrolling another 20 minutes. Going for a walk when you didn't feel like it. Recording another YouTube videos after barely your past videos gets a few views. Saving a little money instead of spending everything. None of those actions feels like life changing. In fact, they are almost boring, and maybe that's why most people ignore them. We want dramatic transformations. We want one motivational speech that changes everything. One perfect morning routine, one perfect productivity hacks, one magical moment when discipline suddenly appears. But life doesn't work like that. Real change is quiet. It's invisible, and for a long time it doesn't even feels like look it doesn't even feels like that it's working. Imagine planting a seed in your backyard. You water it today, nothing happens. A week passes, nothing. 2 weeks passes, nothing. If you judge your progress only by what you see, you would probably stop watering it. You would think maybe this seed just isn't growing. But underneath the soil, something incredible is happening. The roots are spreading, they are becoming stronger every single day. You just cannot see them yet. Habits works exactly the same way. Most of the works happen before the result becomes visible, and that's why so many people quit too early. Not because they failed, but because they couldn't see the progress that was happening beneath the surface. One of the biggest mistakes we make it that expecting life to reward us immediately. You go to the gym once and expect to look different. You uploaded a video and expect thousands of views. You study for one evening and expect to uh, get better grades overnight. Expect your grades to improve at overnight and means that and when that doesn't happen, you assume that it isn't working. But think about it, nobody becomes unhealthier after eating one burger. Nobody becomes fit after one workout. Nobody becomes fluent in language after studying only one day. Life doesn't usually change after one decision. It changes because of hundreds of small decisions repeated over and over again. That's why habits are so powerful. Not because they are exciting, but because they are consistent. And consistency almost always beats intensity. Imagine two people decides to changes their life. Both are equally motivated. Both buy new books. Both buy new notebooks. Both write down ambitious goals. The first one says, I am going to work out 2 hours every single day. The second person says, I am just going to show up. Some says they will exercise for an hour. Some days they will exercise for an hour. Some days only 10 minutes. But they will never completely stop. Fast forward 6 months. Who do you think that more likely to be succeed? The person chasing perfection or the person building consistency? The answer is obvious because missing one day doesn't run your progress. Giving up does. Think about it. Nobody becomes successful because of one perfect day. They become successful because they keep showing up, even on the days when they didn't feel motivated. That's what separates people who dream of from people who achieve. Success isn't built by a giant leaps. It's built by small decisions repeated over and over again. One page, one workout, one video, one promise kept yourself. Those tiny actions may seem invisible today, but over time they created a completely different future. So stop asking yourself that how can I change my life overnight? Instead ask what's the one small thing I can do today. That's my future self thankful for. Because in the end, it's not your goals. You follow every single day. That's the system that you feels. That's a system that you follows every day. It's change your life. That's change your life. Remember, don't chase a goal. Build a system. Because goals gives you directions and systems build your life. If this video value added to your life, if this video added value to your life, I would really appreciate a like. If not, that's completely okay. Only subscribe when you believe that this channel is worth it. This channel is worth your time. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care.